Here we go. Happy Monday, everyone. So, January 2025, post Super Saturday. Super Saturday is one of the largest events of the year for our company. One, because it's the first big event to kick off a new year. Two, because they have the corporate, which the corporate one was in Dallas at the House of Blues. And then lots of different groups had 10 people in a living room, 100 people in a hotel ballroom. And it's just the opportunity for everybody to come together and get on track with where are we as a company? Where are we going? How are we going to get to where we want to go? What are our goals? All of the things. So I am not going to do the full recap, but I am going to highlight just a few quick key things. The reset update is phenomenal. The soups are amazing. We did get a diamond preview. They were so good that I did the reset with our challenge group, and my preview came in. So it would have been day four, when my preview came in. I'm like, I am going to do a 4-day reset. And it was so good. So I had one egg because I thought it was my day 4 and I was finishing. And then my doorbell rang. I was like, let's do this. So unofficially, I did a 4-day reset and was down 9.2 pounds. So there you go. You can take that for whatever it's worth. So the update is great. I do want to give this little asterisk as a mama with a new college allergy kid that had an anaphylactic reaction. The matcha bar was allergen free. The blueberry almond bar does have nuts in it. So just be aware when you're talking to your customers or anybody that's inquiring. I will admit that I was not overly sensitive to things like allergies. And when you get thrown into a life-altering situation and end up in the emergency room, that does feel a little bit like more of a sensitive subject. So I just want to put that out there for you guys, just to know if that is something that is very worrisome for a customer, bringing that into their home. Just know that the new snack bar does have nuts in it. So that's just kind of an FYI, but it tastes like blueberry cobbler. It's absolutely phenomenal. I think it is a good change up, and I don't know any answers about what corporate's going to do about an allergen or having another bar available and all of that, but I am in conversation with them. So just so you guys know that. I truly believe that the science and the studies and everything with this reset, I don't care if you love the reset or if you want to do it. Your network needs to know what we have. When you take somebody like me, who is an emotional eater, who did not do good for these holidays, who felt terrible, was inflamed, and ate too much sugar, it is fascinating to me what can happen in 3 days. Not just the metabolism, but just how it makes you feel. Bloating gone, energized, brain fog clear. I don't know. Like, I've done like 25 of them now. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I hate them. This last one was so easy for me. I felt so motivated. I felt so good. I didn't want to cheat. I didn't think about cheating. I just lived my life and did my reset. So I want you guys to know, if you did one and didn't love it, my first 2 were not great. And I just kept doing it. I kept trusting the process of small decisions being repeated over time. And I'm learning, you guys, if somebody says, I literally cannot swallow the Restore, I'm like, that probably is because you need it. Your body is wanting to detox. I could not drink it the first time. I'm like side texting friends. I'm like, I can't. My body physically did not want to let it go down my throat. And now I'm like, pass the Restore. How are we doing it? We shooting it? Are we adding it to slim? We drinking it warm? We drinking it cold? I don't care. I just want my Restore every single day because what it's doing for me. So I want you guys to really help set expectations for yourself and for your new customers, VIPs, team members. If you guys know, you post about the reset and you get 3 comments, 5 comments. I don't like it. I couldn't do this. This tastes so yucky, blah, blah. When I started learning about why the ingredients were chosen, what the Restore does, I'm learning about detox, lymphatic massage, all of the things in the big picture about marrying gut health and detox and fueling your body correctly. I'm just like, bring on 2025, because once again, and as always, Plexus is where it's at. Our products are amazing. Our company is amazing. I mean, I don't know very many CEOs that get at a desk and they're like, come on, bring it on. I've been seeing your social media posts, bring it on. And he's like, let's go, let's chat. I thought that Gene Tip sitting at that desk for the middle of Super Saturday, I loved it. Our executive corporate offices, they love us, they support us, they want to partner with us, which is why I am going to jump straight in to I need you guys to get excited about these new calls. The Monday night and Thursday night calls, whatever rank you are right now, wherever you are, these calls will change your business if you adopt this system that is being done for us. I promise you, if you are somebody who throws up a graphic on Monday afternoon and hopes that that's going to change your life, it's not. If you are somebody that strategically plans, knowing that you have something to invite to, and if you make a list of this is who I'm going to reach out to and why, and this is why I need them to be on this call with me, because I'm getting on those calls. Monday nights, meet Plexus at 8 p.m. Central. I will be on those calls watching to see if my guests are there because I've invited them personally, reminded them an hour beforehand, jumped on and reminded them and let them know what the link was, that you just have to put your name and email and boom, you're in the call. And then following up afterwards was, this is why I thought about you. This is why I wanted to invite you to take a 15-minute look at what I have, because I at least need to let you know this is out here. It may or may not be for you, may or may not be for you, but would you love to just jump on this call with me? How you invite and how you incorporate this system into your business will determine the direction and speed of where you go in 2025. Melissa Eichenhorst was the strategic brain behind last year's with the Sunday night calls. Y'all, we had 200 people every single week. Sometimes there were 300 people. If you have somebody who's like, I wonder if I should check this out, and they jump on a call and they see that there's 300 people raving about what this is or curious about what this, you're like, oh, it's not just a weird thing. It's not just a side thing. It creates this credibility for we have something that people need. And when we all start rowing together, amazing things happen. But how incredible to know that when I'm talking to somebody on a Friday night at a football game, and they're like, hey, what is that you do? Or what is that sweatshirt that you're wearing? You're like, I would love to tell you more about it. But guess what? We have a quick call on Monday nights. I would love for you to jump on this call with me, and you're going to hear not just from me, because I love it, and I'll tell you all about it, but you're going to get to hear from 3 other people who can just share what Plexus is. Would you be my guest? It will start to become something that we can easily share and invite to, but I want you to get strategic with how you are going to utilize these calls. And I'll post everything when I stop talking. And so this, I told you I'm reading back through this for January. And last week we started the Mastering the Mundane. I want you to remember. So number one, we talked about the reasons why yours is going to be successful. Number one was the things that make you successful. They're easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. Right? So when I show up to what was the Sunday night calls, which is now going to be the Monday night calls, and that second person says, drop in the chat, who invited you to this call? And you keep seeing like, oh my gosh, Kim. How many people did Kim invite? And how did Kim get 10 people on this call? She was doing the things that were easy to do, but were also easy not to do. Because she invited, but I didn't invite 10 people. So I don't have 10 people on the call, right? So there's those things there when we're mastering the mundane or getting good at the basics. Number two is the results are invisible. I promise you that there are diamonds on the stage and a lot of people are like, must be nice, or I wonder how they got there. How they got there was the little things add up. And when you feel like you're doing the things, but you aren't having success yet, it's because they kept going when nobody was asking them how many people did you reach out to. They kept going when they got 10 no's, when that's a little bit higher than average. They just kept doing the things where it felt like the success was invisible. And today it was boring, and tomorrow it's going to be boring. But guess what? If you keep doing the boring, mundane, expected, simple things, over time, you are going to produce those results. And Melissa hit a key point, and I can't remember. I don't think it was at the Super Saturday panel, which I wish they would have had tons more time. I almost feel like they need another call now to the field, like that we can just like really wrap our brains around this. But she was like, let's use this as a symptom and as a system. What would happen? What would happen if every week you concentrated on having meaningful conversations and making sure that you had one person on those calls every week, just one. We're doing the whole just plus one, right? We're just going to simplify everything. If I didn't get overwhelmed with numbers and saying I'm going to have to talk to 20 people and get 10 people on the call and oh, and intensity and all the things we're talking about, momentum and all that, if I just had the specific and quality conversation where I knew that I had a one guest every week, how many people would that be in a year? That would be over 50 qualified, meaningful conversations and people that you invited to take a look at what you had. I don't know about you, but I did not have 52 quality one-on-one interactions with people in 2024, right? So maybe it's as simple as doing those mundane things like inviting, like getting on a Monday night call when you've done them so many times that you know exactly what the script is, you know exactly what's going to be shared, but you're still going to show up and you're still going to invite because it's in mastering the mundane things that are just as easy to do as not do. It's in doing those things. I just really, really, really want to, I'm not going to beg you, encourage you, and let you know that Plexus's boat is rowing and it's up to you. Like you can get in the boat and you can just sit in the boat. If you want to sit in the boat, those calls are going to keep happening whether you show up or not, right? But what if you grab that oar and start rowing? Then you're going to go start getting places faster and you're going to start getting places moving with other people together faster. So my huge over other than we have the best company with the best compensation plan where you can refresh your fast start or you can get all these new bonuses or whatever the case might be. We have the best products. We have the best science. Our products work. The few little tweaks that we need, corporate's like, I hear you, I see you, we're going to be tweaking, we're going to do the things. They're always wanting to keep a step ahead. All of that aside, the massive takeaway for me was I don't have to have my own website. I don't have to know how to do Canva. I don't have to invent this huge process for how we do this. It is going to be as simple as you have a sponsors checklist, and we're going to get really good at verbiage for how to invite to these calls because you're going to get on the Monday night calls for Meet Plexus, and then you're going to get on the Thursday calls, and you're going to get really confident about why our products work and who needs them. You're going to have people who message you who say, hey, I saw your post. Like, what is this? And you're going to be able to confidently say, what interested you about my post? And then you're going to stop talking. And then they're going to say, I have this, and this. I need gut health, energy, weight loss, blah, blah. And you're going to be like, you know what? We have this product for this. We're going to start here because the triplex is our foundation. You're going to be so confident in what we have and how to share it because you're going to show up and master the mundane and knowing that these calls is where we're going to get this information. And it's duplicatable. Exactly, Kim. Because guess what? If my kids got homecoming or if something's happening, I've got Mary Jo and Julie and Nina and Christina who have all been also inviting. So I've got level ones and level twos and level threes and level sevens. And Nina, I love you. You are my level 10. So I don't even get information from you on my report sometimes. I'm like, where's that Nina? Nina's showing up for everything. She's always here, but I have to dig for her on my report. But that's a good thing, Nina, because you're building my level 11 and I absolutely love it, right? So that's what these calls are for. That's what this strategy is for. That's what all of this is for. So I want you to erase perfection out of your brain. We do not have to be perfect in how we share. But I want you to know, one, you've got to get in the boat. And then two, you've got to grab your own oar because we're all going to row in 2025 and we're all going to set these really big goals. And we're going to know that it's going to be specifically related to keeping it simple, showing up for the mundane because it's in the day after day after day after day of doing the same thing over and over and over again that you wake up and you're like, awesome, I'm down 9 pounds. Or awesome, look, I've got 3 new VIPs this month. I've never signed 3 VIPs in 1 month. All of a sudden, you're going to start getting the compound effect of what those results are going to be for what behind the scenes looked like. And you're going to be like, oh, now I know why Sarah loves that book that she won't stop talking about, right? Small, consistent things repeated. So Don't let the 4 hours of Super Saturday overwhelm you. I want you to get clear and focused. You have to know why you're doing this. You have to know why you're showing up in 2025, and you have to know what you're working for. Okay. Whether it's the icon party at convention, or you know that your family needs $500 a month right now because there's just no margin and it's going to come from you. What is that driving factor? Um, all of those things that is going to keep you going. So that is what I have for you today. But today is also like the first day. A whole bunch of people are doing 25 hard, or there's a lot of January jump starts, all of the things. So have you gotten your list? Do you know who's doing a reset? I have two more level ones who are starting their reset today because they ordered whenever and didn't have their reset and then wanted to start on a perfect Monday. And I was like, awesome, let's do it. So I have a whole group that's finishing their reset, starting on their products. We've already had all those conversations. They know today is their first day of 25 hard, where we're going to get 25 grams of protein in every meal. We're going to exercise for 25 minutes. We're going to do our random act of kindness, all of those things. But I have my list. I know who I'm talking to. I've already sent out the day one videos to new reset people. And yes, I am still sharing. And I've had a few people and they're like, hey, I know you just finished a reset. Will you just let me know when you're going to do another one? I'm like, I absolutely will let you know, but that means you're going to order today and you're stuck with me as a coach one-on-one. Let's go. Like, you're not waiting for me to do my next reset. You're going to order and we're going to get you feeling amazing, like as soon as possible, so that you can tell, like, I want to order the reset, but just let me know when you're going to do your next one. They kind of want to push that away because they don't. I'm like, girl, let's do this. Like, let's get you reset, jump started on your way to feeling amazing. I mean, I don't let them wait. I don't let them wait for a challenge. I don't let them wait for anything. I'm like, it's you and me. Like, let's do this. So I do see some questions in the comments. I will get to those. But does anybody want to unmute, give me a aha questions, comments, thoughts? I know I asked about a takeaway from Super Saturday. Now that we kind of did all of that, I'm going to let somebody else unmute and say something. And I'm going to try to post this recap for you guys, for us, for what we're going to work on in the chat for you. And y'all don't have to be shy. I know some of y'all I know in real life. I know you're not.
Can I share?
Yes, go for it.
I have been to several Super Saturdays. I've been to several events. I've watched and everything. Every time you think that it can't get any better, it does. Every time you think, okay, what else can they do to make it better? And they do. And if y'all have the chance to get the recording too, to listen to the inspirational speaker, how well she was, and how we listened, and all of a sudden, I didn't know that about her breast cancer journey. I didn't know that. So I'm listening and I'm thinking Olympic. I'm thinking you already have your idea of what it's going to be like. And then she gives you that. And it's like, my God, all these things she went through. So if you need the inspiration, you definitely need to watch the recording. And I loved also the facts when they did kind of what was it, the trivia thing.
Yeah.
I videoed some of that because some of those questions and answers were great tidbits that I'm going to save and learn and absorb and be able to repeat back to my customers about the products. So I really love that part.
Love that. And I love that they made XOS how do you spell that? I love that, because how many of us get like flustered? Like, I'm looking at this word and I don't, and they're like, guess what? We had that on there because it doesn't matter if you can spell it. You just tell them we have XOS. We got great prebiotics and you don't even have to know how to spell it to share it. So there you go. For all those perfectionists out there, you don't have to know how to spell it. I absolutely loved, just when you thought, okay, we got a keynote, we've got a panel, we've got Jean behind the desk, then they bring out Jill and Rachel and they do the fact that they rock, paper, scissors for that with the trivia, like the way that they gave us information, I thought it was great. And I do think that there probably will be more training from Brooke and Jordan and Melissa on this system, because I do think that we're all going to be rowing together with this. And so if you are in the messenger chat, I just kind of put that quick recap with things, and it's our new system is using this. There's a flyer there. We're going to invite, we're going to use the get starting guide. Corporate's going to take over the texting campaign. There's going to be the Thursday calls that we can invite to onboard people, plug them back in, and your brand new person will be able to say, hey, I've got this going on. I just started. I haven't even gotten my products, but I'm excited. who wants to get on this call with me next week, right? Brand new from the get-go, they are going to have the confidence to be able to start sharing and inviting to something. And I think that that's just going to be, absolutely incredible. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing that. She was that speaker. I kept thinking to myself, how many people train for just one Olympics? And then the number of people who would train for four. And then just when you think like, hey, you have good reason to hang up your hat and not even mention that you think you're going to start, train for a fifth. And she was like, no, I'm like post chemo, just barely with my cancer treatments. I'm committing to at least trying to go to my fifth. And I'm like, what? Who does that? So that for like long-term vision, wherever you are, wherever you want to be, like the long-term vision of knowing that you are going to wait 4 more years for your next thing, your next Olympics, you guys, keep going, keep rowing. If you're 10 years in, keep rowing because we've still got time and we're still going places and great things happening. So anyone else have a comment, takeaway? Go for it, Deborah.
Simplicity. Oh my goodness. That's enough right there.
Yep.
Any of us can do this.
Absolutely. Because you guys know, like I can't even screen share safely or successfully. So to to know that like we don't have to worry and get, like how do I run a Zoom? Am I going to be able to do the spotlight for everyone? Is it going to record? Like we don't have to do that. We just get to invite and it's all being, taken care. Absolutely. I agree. And simplicity duplicates. Absolutely. Nina, did you have your hand raised?
I did. Um, I can't, I am still awed by Amber's story. It's her weight loss and all the struggles she went through. And when she said that when she was putting her child to bed to say, I would do anything for this child, I mean, it just like, it just gave me such a desire to want to share because sometimes I am not sharing, I think, as vulnerable as I should. And but if I can help somebody like Amber by sharing, with vulnerability, it would be worth it. So
Absolutely.
that was really inspiring to me.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that's one of those things and a reason why this chapter, Mastering the Mundane, um, for me, showing up for 14 years, I'm like, well, everyone knows I started because I had IBS. Everyone knows that I gained 100 pounds with my pregnancy with Hudson. Everyone knows, like, there are lots of people out there that do not know my story. And so for us, learning how to master that, I'm just going to keep retelling my story. And even though I'm sick of hearing myself say it, there are still people who need to hear that these products have transformed my life. There are still in that mastering the mundane and showing up in those things where it's just as easy to do and not to do. And more often than not, I'm realizing like I haven't been doing those simple things that I could be, but continuing to show up and share. And then knowing that somebody is listening who felt that way that you did, or, all of the things. Jordan Roddenberry is great. It always, I mean, she is so to the point. She doesn't overcomplicate things. She was like, guys, we all have to poop. I couldn't poop. Now I poop. Go buy my pink drink. Like she literally keeps it that simple on social media because guess what? We all use the bathroom. And if I got each of you one-on-one with Nurse Sarah and asked you what those habits were, a lot of people struggle. There's a lot of people using things that are not good options, that are not healthy, that are doing other things to their bodies, right? So if we can just get to the conversations, like I don't even know if you guys know, like I used to brag about the fact that I knew the cleanest public bathroom inside out because when you have irritable bowel and you are grocery shopping or running errands or whatever, and you're like, uh-oh, like I would know like my stomach emergencies, which stores at which ends of towns had the best bathrooms that I was going to get stuck in and be sick. And that is part of my story where people are like, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one. Oh my gosh, like I have IBS and I haven't been able to find anything that now obviously this is a recorded Zoom for you guys and I'm not being compliant at all. So check with the people that you need to check with. And I'm not making any claims that I was diagnosed or treated for anything. But 14 years later, I'm still mixing all the drinks and taking all the things, right? Sharing that story, show up and mastering the mundane and reminding people this is where I was, this is what I found. And I think a key part of the story is this is how I found it. And here is where I am today. Because you could be a stranger. I'm looking at Corinne. You could be a stranger and meet somebody with a gym romper, gymboree, because you just wanted to buy cute clothes for your kids. Like she shared that part of her story. I'm like, wait a second. You guys are both diamonds in Plexus because you like shopped at the same place for your kids' clothes. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can meet anyone anywhere. And I just have to make eye contact and smile and start a conversation. And the whole world is going to open up to me, right? Share your story. There you go. That's your Power Hour homework for the day. Okay, let's recap. One, if you did not get to Super Saturday or you did not watch all 4 hours, whenever the replay comes out, I don't know, has it been emailed? I don't think it has yet. Whenever the replay comes out, I need you guys to go rewatch what you missed. Okay, that's one. Number two, plug into the systems, or I'm telling you, the boat is leaving. Well, the train is leaving the station. Get on the train. The boat is about ready to set sail. Figuratively, for those of us going to Leaders Retreat, yes, I am getting back on a cruise ship. So keep your cameras out. I don't know what kind of drugs I'm going to have to take to get there, but I've got people like Mary Jo who are getting on that boat with me for the first time, and you better believe I'm going to be there with her because she did it, and she set the goal, and she did the boat is leaving. It is your job to, one, get in the boat, and then two, you can't be looking around saying, well, all these other people are rinking up. All these other people are going to place. You need to grab your oar and start rowing. And we're all going to row together because we're all going to be showing up there. Let's crash the call tonight. In true Plexus fashion, let's see how many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of us can get on this Monday night call tonight at 8 Central, and I will post the information for you in our chat. And corporate's going to be like, wait a second, what just happened? And we're going to be like, we want simple and we want duplicatable, and you are giving it to us. Thank you, Melissa Eichenhorst, and the whole team that has been working on all of this so that they could take this over. And then we're going to invite. We are going to be strategic and intentional. Y'all don't be just adding people to a group or just sending a graphic thinking that they know what that is. This is going to be, hey, Julie, I can't stop thinking about you. I am really excited about where I am right now. One, because I'm working from home and it's freezing and I don't have to leave for the office. Two, because we're going to get on a call tonight and I would love to personally invite you to jump on this call, 15 minutes, super quick, super easy, so you can see what I do. It may or may not be for you, but I would love to see if maybe this is an option for what you could add in 2025. Boom. Can I send you the link? A personal invite. After this call, I will be going shopping on a network marketing group site page later because there is somebody in my life who didn't just add me to a group. She didn't just add me to a party. She personally reached out to me and said, hey, I know you're busy. I don't know if jewelry is your thing, but I do have this VIP group going on. And we do have some free shipping right now. Would you be open to taking a look at some of the customer discounts and sales for this jewelry? Maybe, you can buy yourself something, whatever. And I was like, as a matter of fact, I would love to be in your VIP group. As a matter of fact, I will be looking at that online catalog and I probably will make a purchase because the earrings that I've been wearing are hurting my ears. I don't know, I'm having some weird allergy. Can you help me with that? And she'll probably say, yes, I can help you with that because my earrings are nickel free or whatever. I don't know what she's going to say to me, but she personally messaged me and told me why she was thinking about me. She acknowledged that she knew it was my Super Saturday and that she knew that I would be busy. But as a good friend, she didn't want me to miss out on free shipping and all of these deals that they had on their jewelry. So I am going to take a look. And guess what? I have some really great paring knives. I don't even cook, but I was personally invited to a Pamper Chef group the same way. And if you're going to take time to text me and personally reach out to me, yes, I will buy your knives. So I want you guys to think about how that feels when you just throw up a graphic in your stories and get really upset that nobody showed up to your call. And I'm pointing the finger at me. Like, this is like, I'm getting a little sweaty because I've got names on the list that didn't get a private message from me yet, right? So I want you to hear me when I say, I just made something come up on my screen and I don't. Hear me when I say, The work that we put in when we grab our oar and start rowing is when we get to December 31st, 2025 and look back, we're going to say, did I master the mundane? Did I keep showing up and doing the small things every day that didn't seem to be making any good, results at the time? But now looking back, I had 52 meaningful, intentional conversations, and 20 of them joined me, and 4 of them have ranked up 5 times. How many of us are going to be able to say that, right? So I just don't want you to lose sight because we're still in this. I'm getting 10,000 steps a day. I'm drinking my water. I'm doing all the things. We're still like in this honeymoon phase of the new year, right? Tell me where you are on March 3rd. How many of us are still going to be showing up for these power hours? How many of us are still going to be doing the things when it's not glamorous, when it's not sexy? And we're going to be showing up to those calls and we're going to, there's Wendy. She's got 9 guests on the Monday night call, and I don't have anybody, right? Because I didn't do my sharing and inviting and personal reach outs. So I hope that encourages you. And I think the same is true for like getting to convention. Like we could have an amazing convention. You're there for a week and you're like, yes, I'm doing this and blah, blah, blah. And then you get home and you're like, wait, I sat next to this person and we were both silver at convention. And now the next year she's on stage and I'm still silver. Like what happened? One of you got in the boat and took the oar and started rowing and applying all of those things that you learned, and one of you didn't, right? And so it all goes back to what's going to compound. All of the decisions matter, but the decision to walk or sit on my butt in a year, if I chose to walk every day, that decision is going to compound for good or bad. If I didn't, that decision is also going to compound, and I probably won't be where I want to be at the end of the year. So I want you to be super clear and focused on what are my long-term goals, and then what are my short-term goals for how I'm going to get there. And then what are the daily things that I need to do to show up? I need to have names on paper. I need to have lists. I need to be plugging into these systems that are duplicatable, where I'm showing up on Monday nights, I'm showing up on Thursday nights. And I'm going to challenge you. If you do your inviting and you do your following up and 0 new people join you, get your butts on those calls. Okay? I got to a place where I could do the compensation plan in my sleep because I did a Monday night meeting every single Monday night. Deborah will remember this. She remembers the ugly graphic with the red phone, and we all dialed in to a testimonial call and we stared at a blank wall and listened to a call. But you better believe that those weekly calls with the terrible red phone graphic were what built my belief. And when I didn't have anybody else showing up, you better believe I still dialed in and listened to that call staring at a wall. I am like, you name it. We were, yes. And Sheila was there, whether we showed up or not, right? Deborah, you were hosting a lot of those too. We all just kept showing up. So keep showing up. Keep grabbing people to show up because you better believe if you jump in that boat and you're the only one rowing, it's heavy. How many of you are like, my boat is so heavy right now? My back hurts, my shoulder hurts, my head hurts, blah, blah. Right. We need like 25 more friends to be rowing with us to make it a little bit easier, right? So start inviting those friends over, introduce them to the boat, invite them to step into the boat. When they jump and do all that, then you can hand them the oar. And then you can say, now it's your turn. Now you start inviting, and we're just going to keep rinsing and repeating over and over and over and over again. But the system won't work if we don't use it. And I'm so grateful. You guys have to know and understand. We have a corporate that is partnering with the field. And we are going, like, we tell them what we need. They tell us how things go. They are here to help us and support us, and they are giving us exactly what we need. So let's use that. Let's show up and do the thing. And if all else fails and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go, I just want you to take your products and share your story today. Let somebody know you have hope, you have health, you have happiness, you have found a solution for something that they were praying for, wishing for, and I didn't know I needed a pink drink. I had no idea that I needed a pink drink. And it changed everything for me. So there's your 40-minute talking call where we did not do any work, but I hope that it's going to motivate you to make your list and invite. And your challenge is for them to get on the webinar tonight and be like, we have no idea where these thousands of people came from, but we're here for it, right? So go find one person, go have one good conversation and get one person on this call with you tonight. And we will see you all tonight at 8 p.m. Central, and I'll post a bunch of that call information for you too on our chat.
Hey, Sarah,
Yes.
um, just a quick shout out for the app. Have you guys refreshed your app.
Yes.
It's just a whole lot simpler and it's beautiful. So
It's
just a
so
shout out for that.
pretty. So pretty. Absolutely. And that is another. Where's my PDFs? How do I find out about the information? What's the latest incentive in your app?
It's so simple to find all that stuff for the system, like as far as the sponsor guide and the getting started guide that they talk about, like it's
Yep.
so simple to find it. They've really made this so simple for us to just plug into the system. And I love what you said at the beginning, like we don't need all these fancy things. Just have the conversations and plug into the system. That's it. It's
Yay.
duplicatable.
Yay. Awesome. Thanks. Love you guys. Talk to you later. See you next week. I'll post the recording for you. Talk to you soon.